Now that leads me to my last topic and something several of you have asked me about today, and that's the preservation of our natural resources. And you've asked me about it in relation to my proposal about buying the Turtle Bay property on Oahu. Anybody here not been to the North Shore of Oahu? So pretty much everybody knows, you know the area. You understand the beauty and the significance of it. Why Turtle Bay? Why that area? Why now? I've been thinking about it for a very long time, and it was the basis, Turtle Bay was the basis of my speech a year ago at my inauguration when I first made the statement that caught everybody off guard that said we have to turn away from land development as the basis of our economic future because land is finite and we'll run out of it long before we need an economy with jobs for the young people who are growing up in our state. And that's where we need to shift to human capacity and innovation and move away from land development as a foundation of the economy. And Turtle Bay was on my mind because it had just been announced that they have this ability to build another 3,500 units on the North Shore. That's a lot of additional units in a place like the North Shore. So I thought about it for a long time, and then a couple months ago, as you know, or maybe you don't, their lenders filed for foreclosure against Turtle Bay. So it was a great time for anyone interested in that property to become more interested in the property. The property consists of an existing hotel and 2 golf courses and some condominiums, which we have no interest in running or owning, but it certainly is a valuable piece of the property which we envision that would be sold to pay for the remaining preservation of the 800 acres that would remain after that. The community is very involved, and I can tell you that since the announcement has been made, I've talked to 3 major development companies who had all been interested in that project at one time or another who called, so I know a lot about the property now, I know a lot about the financing, and all 3 of them had dropped out of the project for 2 main reasons. One, because the amount of money that was being asked, it didn't even pencil out at 3,500 units. And secondly, because of the intensity of community opposition that existed on the North Shore. Now, Pam talked about sustainability, and to me it's a word, and it's an okay word, and it's been studied to death. It's not new, it's just a new word. In the 1970s, it was called the functional plans. Remember those? Any of you? I participated. Anybody remember? Mayor, you were there? I was on Molokai at the time, and I was running the local newspaper, and the politicians would come in from Honolulu, and they hired great consultants. They paid them millions, those consultants, and they did 12, is my recollection, 12 functional plans. And the basis of that plan, you may be shocked to know right now, was we're going to move people to the neighbor islands because it's getting too crowded on Oahu. That was the sustainability plan at the time. So that was the 1970s, and here we are again, and they say sustainability, and the name of the plan now is Sustainability 2050 Plan. We don't have till 2050 to come up with a sustainable way to live and have a good life, and have a good life for the children. We simply don't have that long, and now I've just heard from my policy team that the legislature have bills in because now they want more money for the 2050 sustainability plan. They've already spent how many millions up till now? Couple $2 million on a plan. Now they want money because they want to create a sustainability division of the government. Can you imagine? More employees, more money, more studies. We really do know what needs to be done at this point, and that is we can't develop everything. We simply can't. We have to be clear in our planning efforts. We have to make it clear where development is going to occur. And the Turtle Bay property on Oahu is really not that much different than what you've done here on Maui. Through the Public Land Trust here, you've been able to preserve the Wahei dairy property, which nobody thought was possible at the time. The government got involved and helped with Mu'olea Point in 2005. I think the county had some money in that deal. We had some money. Again, the public had some money in the deal. It was just announced this week on the island of Molokai, again, with the Maui Public Land Trust, that the in perpetuity preservation of 2,800 acres at Pu'uhoku Ranch. Now, if you've never been to Pu'uhoku, it's magnificent on the east end of Molokai. And a wealthy woman whose family owned it, she's a descendant of the Mellon family, she has given this to the people of Hawaii now, 2,800 acres that will not be developed, will be kept in open space. There are Maui legislators right now who have legislation in about Honolulu Bay over on the west side, up on the Kapalua side. A lot of people are thinking in these ways, and it's not for the government to go in on its own and buy and run a hotel. That's not our interest. But to team up with the community, we're working with the Trust for Public Lands, we're working with the Nature Conservancy and others to say this land is too much a part of who we are as a community to allow it to be developed. We need this to stay in public hands, and I don't think as business people you should ever be afraid to say we just can't develop everything. Because the truth is, your own business will be impacted if we overdevelop in a way that people really don't want to come here anymore. Success in business, in energy, and innovation can all work hand in hand with preservation of our environment. We have the opportunity to do it, and I believe we have the obligation to do it. I tried to sum up how I feel about this in my State of the State and thinking about these young people today. I said we must communicate to our young people that we care more about their future than we care about our present. I know that each of you shares that same sentiment. I thank you for what you do, and I look forward to working with you in the years ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.